Testing live chat to avatar chat.
Alright, sweet. So we're live here. It is around half 5. And sun will set soon. And we're going to do a wee stream. Specifically coding. Today the setup is... let me just mute my voice so I don't hear myself. Easier. Alright, so the setup that we have here today, above me, you can see some avatars. Each one of those represents a live chatter or someone that's in the Kinto room. Kinto is a project of mine. It is coded in JavaScript and uses React, WebGL, Canvas, and Node.js. And it also leverages WebSockets and webrtc. So I've kind of used this little project as an excuse to continually develop and refine my skills and expose myself to new technologies. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And anyone that comments in the live chat will actually become part of the stream. They'll have an avatar created for them. It'll show above me. I'll also read it out in my headphones. So as I'm coding and not looking at the screen, I'll still be able to interact with you all. And that's kind of that's the main parts of it. You can also move your avatar around the screen by using commands. So in the live chat, there is some commands that obviously you don't know about till I tell you. But if you type move, space down, or up, left, right, you can move your avatar around the screen, so you can actually control it. And you can also change your avatar's clothing just by typing wardrobe, and it'll just randomly assign you
Nice username.
an outfit. What's that? What username are you referring to, Walter? Oh, we're not live. That's interesting. Oh, we are. Okay. Hello, Edison. I'm surprised I didn't read out your comment. It should be... I might have the wrong video ID, so let me quickly fix that, because... yeah, you should be getting an avatar. That's the whole point of the stream today. And as I've said, this project is coded in JavaScript, and it uses a lot of different technologies under the hood that I'm happy to get into today. Start polling. Alright, let's see if that comes through.
Yes.
Bear with me while I get some testing here, Mr. Edison. What are you up to today? How's your weekend going? I swear, if I have to reset Kinto to get this working, I will do it. Because I'm not doing another stream without having this set up. It's not happening.
Hello.
All right, there we go. See, there's your avatar, Edison. It just spawned in, read out your message. You should have heard it in the stream. So glad that's working. Edison, if you go ahead and type move space down, you'll be able to make your avatar walk about. Like move left, move right, move up, stuff like that. And also if you type jump, it'll make your avatar jump on the screen. I could go ahead and demonstrate that.
What's up, Edison?
And Walter, I think, is chatting from inside Kinto. So there's two ways you can interact with this game. One of them, the most interesting way, is just through the YouTube live chat. I think that's cool as heck. And I want to see more people take advantage of that. So I'm going to go through some of how I coded that and just show you how easy it is to like tie into YouTube and use that as a source to act as an input for your game. So I did have a couple of videos lined up to show you, and obviously YouTube has a very interesting content ID system. Interesting as in it kind of sucks, so we'll work around that. But I wanted to just kind of show you some of the inspiration, like why I started coding in the first place and like why this thing exists. So let's go ahead and show that. So I'm able to share videos just through my little project here. I have another computer set up where I'm sharing screen, and one of the main inspirations for me, funny enough, was a game called Habbo Hotel. But there was some projects predating that are even more interesting that we're going to take a look at. And I want to make it clear that the live chat is literally driving this game. Alright, first up, we're going to take a look at Mobile's Disco. And this is just a wee video created by, I think, Habbo History on YouTube. Just a minute long. It just contains some graphics and a little explanation of what's going on. I'll just pause and play it and explain what I see. Alright. So it looks like this screenshot was taken, or this footage was taken in 1999. So definitely one of the earlier network games. Hey, what's up, Walter? As you can see, it's read out your messages successfully, so that system is working today. It's good to see. Every one of these avatars up here represents a real person or someone that's interacted with the game or the world. Walter jumping about, very fun. If I move over here, you see I've got a little Scottish flag on my desk. That's no accident. That's using my little game here that I'm going to be working on today. So that's what the code is in the background. So basically like a semi-interactive code stream.
Yeah.
Alright, so the website back in 1999 was mobilesdisco.com.
Vlad Pinto can read my messages again. Down.
It looks like it was a Finnish game. I believe that was Finland. That Sulaki came out of, which was the company that created this game.
Left.
And they were using Shockwave Director, so anyone that was playing Flash games or web games back in the day would have remembered Director. You had to download plugins in order to play anything in your browsers back then. I mean, you basically had two choices. You had one if you were at school. It was Internet Explorer. That was it. Let's be real. So it was an isometric game. Mobiles Disco was a virtual world based on a Finnish band named Mobiles Disco. So I guess that was the name of the band. So it was actually a band that created this project. It was a great way for fans of the band to meet each other, hang out, talk and dance. It was almost like a social media platform, and I'd go to say as far as it definitely was. When was Mobiles Disco initially created? It was initially created in 1999 by someone with a name I cannot pronounce, and another one. And it was ran by APO's Fuse Technology. So I think that was the socket technology behind it that made it real time. Why did Mobiles Disco have to be put to an end? So why did it die? There was multiple reasons. One day that the founders were sitting in the disco ballroom and decided they should push Mobiles Discos further to establish an advanced virtual world. So that's where I guess they moved on to developing Habbo Hotel. And I think that the code name for that at the time was Project Goldfish. Yeah, it's literally what it says there. We'll sit on the set text. Have a wee look at gameplay. So it was a 2D game in an isometric perspective. Kind of 2.5D. Every single tile you see here, a user could walk on or an item could be placed upon. And I do remember checking out some private servers back in the day that some individuals created. By the time I was on the internet, this project had already well morphed into Habbo Hotel by like 6 or 7 years. Oh, that's so cool. The disco ball, and you can see with the stairs and stuff, it like gives the impression of being on different depth, different height. So that was a very, very short video. I'm very curious to see if that triggers a content ID. Hopefully it doesn't. Try to figure out what the rails are and what's just possible on YouTube here. I think what I'm going to do is take a look at my notes and figure out what I'm actually be coding today. And see if YouTube bothers to pick this video up. Kind of a crapshoot. Regardless, even if there's just one person watching, and that might be Walter, let me give it a go. Because I've seen Jamie Lynn sit there for months and months and months, speaking into the ether. And eventually, YouTube found her audience.
Aye.
Just gonna take a minute, look at my notes, and then go from there.
Yeah, that's really the rub.
Yeah, man.
We'll pick
You don't know where it's gonna go. And I do think that YouTube's not very happy with me for the content ID strikes. Then again, it could just be showing the live to the completely wrong audience. So really, it is just that not that interesting. But one has to imagine that there's other people out there that want to create and work on their own games. I'm going to mute my audio for now. And
top 1% of streamers get more than 10 people. That's rough world, LOL. %1000%.
Okay, so essentially what I want to do is not do that. What's going on there? But oh, oh, good. So when a user speaks on YouTube and the system pulls their message, it also receives their username. And I want to use that to generate a pitch and select a voice. So still try to think about how I'm going to accomplish that. My first thought was like just like MD5 and that shit, and then because that will always be the same. So if I perform a MD5 on it, the username will always return the same result, and then use like a char at for it. So I'm actually going to leverage AI to think through this because why not? Do it in Kinto, I suppose. Let's see if this is an opportunity to get more familiar with my tools here. If I click AI on Kinto, I have all these different personas or personalities that I've created in the past. And one of them is the Kinto developer. And I've basically fed in a bunch of information to this that tells it about my project, like the technology stack and everything like that. And I'm able to basically ask it for assistance here. So let's see what it says. I want to generate a number between 0 and 1, so basically a float or a double. And I want to make it a persistent value so it doesn't change from 1 based on a string. It will always return the same result for that specific set of cars, such as a username. Oh, I just reloaded Kindle. So I'll have to type that again, which is always fun. So try and stick with it. Go ahead and share this again. So I'm using OBS to stream a project I'm working on. When something goes wrong, that's when I'm making all the changes. All right, so Kindle's back, all the tiles are there and stuff. For the purposes of this test, I'm just going to leave them up. And I'm going to go back into the chat with the AI here, and we'll just try this again. And usually, I like to type in Notepad first, just in case I accidentally hit that back button and make my browser kick off. But that's okay. We're going to blow this up into chat. Try this again. before this goes ahead and reads out my response, I'm just going to tell you what's going on here. So when I or someone else types in the live chat at YouTube, it reads out your message, right? Into the stream, into my headphones.
Woman dancing.
But I want to give them a custom voice that always stays the same. So to do that, I need to generate a number between 0 or 1 to basically set the pitch, right? So each person that talks will have a slightly different pitch. And that way, whenever they talk in the future, it'll sound the same. So it'll be easy to start deciphering who that person is. And we'll give that a go. So let's see what the AI says. Hopefully I can disable the bloody AI. Let's see. If so, let's check out the code. Let's see what's going on here. Basically coded everything as a plugin. And OpenAI should be active, so of course it's not working. It didn't spawn in the AI avatar, I just heard it pop in there. There we go.
To generate a consistent number between 0 and 1 based on a given string, such as a username, you can create a hash function that converts the string into a numerical value, then normalize it to fall within your desired range. Here is
So
a
normalize
JavaScript
it.
function to achieve this. JavaScript function string to hash str.
And I'll
Let
spare
hash
it from
equals
reading
0.
this out. If I
Or
get back.
let I equals 0, istr length.
All right, so basically what we're going to do here is just generate a hash based on that string and normalize it in a sense, like times it, divide it by a certain variable to get it down. So I just want to understand what it's actually providing here. So I might actually open up the JavaScript console just to give it a test what it's actually recommending. I'll grab these two. Let's just grab them. Separated between these free texts in the JavaScript is actual JavaScript code that it returned, and it's all doing that within the Kindle context. Let me open up a debugger, or a console at least. Let's see what we've got here. I'm going to bring this back. Use this on the side. Share it again. Come on. Awkward screen layout here, that's for sure. If you want to give this a go, like doing some like live problem solving, debugging, and how I use AI, I always just get put it up top and try to like make a video. I'm just gonna. So I turned the camera off to just try and focus on actually constructing something useful here. And hopefully, I'm getting used to it in time. So we'll go bring up our JavaScript console here. And I'm just going to paste in everything that it returned. And that'll generate a value there. Okay, so it generated a function called get normalized value from string. I'm just going to pass in a username. So I think I've seen someone called Ed in the chat earlier. I'm just going to type Ed. We're going to see what that returns. I'm going to keep calling it, and it's always returning the same number. Always good. So if I take that value, it's returning 7.5 and a ton of decimals, right? Well, if I times that by let's see here. So as I'm just playing with the number, the factor, the times it by, I'm just looking at the result is returning at the bottom. And as I increase the range of decimals, I increase this number here to 0.5. So what we could do is just round this. Then math.abs. Where should I say Dang, it's not working. So I'm just asking it to take my large value there and provide something that is not a whole number, but moves that decimal over. So effectively, I just want to shift it. And, oh, that's not. Getting a little bit closer to it now. I'll try out what it's saying, and then I'll explain my understanding. Come on. So I'll take this, and I'm just going to assign it to a constant, just have something to work with right now. And I like the JavaScript console here because basically assign functions and constants and variables, and then do operations on it later. So it's not just like a run it once, and then whenever you run like additional code, like it's in a fresh environment, like this is going right into the global space. So to show you that, just little print console log value, and it's under 15. Having a time of my life right here. Okay, so it's no, I'm just coming through that the whole time. All right, so we have it assigned there. Floor, first we're going to shift the number by times. See what that looks like. I'm literally just going with the AI here, and I'm not. It needs a lot of pushing it in, but we'll get there. Yeah, see, that's. Yeah, what I could do instead is to select the first 4 characters. So another alternative to instead of doing all these map operations is I could just do something like value to string, So it'll convert that number into a string, and then we're just going to select the first 4 characters of it, and then I can turn it into a whole number. Let's do that. 0, so we want it to start from the very left hand side of the number, and we want it to go 4 to the right. That does include the decimal point, so let's increase that to 5, and that gives us 7.522. And I want to change that into a whole number. Math.abs would convert it from a negative to a positive, so we don't need that one. Actually, let me use this as a time just to brush up on stuff too. Let's have a look at the math operations available in the JavaScript window context. We're going to look at the MSDN. Second. So the global I'm using is obviously the math object. We're just going to take a look through here and see if there's any functions that I think of the helpful one I'll try to achieve here. Glad I pulled this up because there's a lot of functions here that I might have played with yet. If I wanted to just be cheap and easy, an easy way to replace, like not even use a math operation, is I could just do this all with string operations, would be just to replace this. There you go. So there's multiple different ways to cut a cake, and instead of trying to math my way through it, I'm just going to treat it as a bloody string. I've got my 7522, so that's always going to return the same number for ed. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the decimal out of it just by doing a replace on it. After doing a substring, which just chops off the first 4 characters of that number, 5 characters, sorry, and we take out the decimal point, and then I've got my number that I want, but it's in string. It's a string out there, so we'll just cast it to an int. I guess I could have did that before, but that would have shaved off the decimal point, so that's why it was important for me to I work in Swift during the day, so I always I'm always bouncing around between at least 2 or 3 languages, because at work I'm working on iPhone applications, and while the new technologies moves over to Swift, a lot of things are still coded in Objective-C, so sometimes it takes me a minute to get here. But all right, so what I did is I parsed int, so that takes a string, and if there's a number in it, it will convert that over to a number. So now I always have 7.522. But what I actually want is to have a decimal. So I'm going to take that, and we can optimize this once we're done here. Try hands up. Like a dirty way to do this. So I'm just going to show you the dirty way, because I've found with coding it's easier just to figure it dirty way than figure out a clean way to actually get it done. What I mean by that is like use any means necessary to get the effect you need, and then you're going to be aware when you're doing something that's not so great, and you're going to figure out what you need to do to write that properly. So in this instance, we are going to that value to a string. It's like the first 5 characters of it. I'm going to replace the decimal point. What we actually want to do is just shift it over. We'll just use the AI to optimize this and give you an example. Like a quick way to kind of write some pseudocode that's technically JavaScript, but we wouldn't recommend putting it as part of a project. Okay, so what we'll just do to the start of this is literally just add a string with 2 quotations, and right in there I'm going to put 0 point. We don't want to parse it as an int, we want it to be a float. So we're going to parse float because we don't want to chop off that decimal point. And there you go. So now I've got the result I needed. I needed a number between 0 and 1. And through a bunch of bludgeoning, I was able to get there. So now Ed will always return a number between 0 and 1. So what I'm going to do is give this to the AI. I'm going to be like, hey, can you optimize this so this isn't so ugly? And maybe use some math operations instead. So you can pick up some different ways to do stuff. Lost it. Okay. So I'm just telling the AI here that this little statement I wrote is giving me the value I want using a normalized function it generated, but I just wanted to optimize it. No, actually, on the AI, to go back, I just set that to the whole room and not the avatar AI. So it's I love how smooth this is going. This is just working exactly like I wanted. Great, brilliant. Yeah, well, I want to get here myself, but let's look at what it's saying and go through it. Let's see. Many times where I've had to normalize a value, just like, converting like progress bars are usually from like 0 to 100. And you'll have to, if you're downloading a file, and it can be any size of file, it could be a couple of megabytes or a couple of gigabytes, but you have to calculate a factor out of that. So the more I'm sitting here and getting back into the swing of things, the more I'm thinking of past examples, and it's not that crazy. Right. We still have value defined. Yes, we do. So we'll take value divided by 1. And that is not doing what it said. Well, I think I'm just going to keep my solution for now. What this finance function? Let's see what I started in here with. See if I could blow this up, because this is bloody tiny. I didn't realize that. Paying attention a little bit more. I didn't realize I wasn't even sharing it at all. See, I'm really trying to forget to do the video. I suppose that's not too bad of a thing, right? So I'll do a window capture, and that will pull in what I want to play. Where are you? Window capture. cool. Okay, window capture. Oh, I do display capture, not window capture. Thread my way through this. All right. This is what I was working on the whole time. Is this debug window, dev console. So I need to construct this full screen. So this is what we start with. Take this. We're actually going to send it into Kinto because my other computer is where I'm actually doing the coding. I'm using this one to do the debugging. And we'll drop this into the chat. And then I can go over my code machine and we can start working with it. But I also did have one other thing to send over my other computer, and that is my normalize function. It's very ugly. We're doing string operation instead. This is by any means necessary at this point. All right, we got that. Drop it to the chat. This is sending over webrtc, so that's pretty cool. It's using WebSockets, it's peer-to-peer, and it is what I use to do the messenger in Kinto. And it also lets me do all these different media things, like share camera, microphone, but let me keep on topic. So we're going to take that function, both that I generated and that I coded, the crappy normalize function, and we're actually going to test it to actually generate a voice. And then I'll run that through the microphone input to my streaming computer, and then we'll be able to hear what different usernames would sound like, which would be good because that means I can actually make a feature today. So we're going to move this down so I can do my code where it needs to show. I'm going to add a filter to it. So in OBS, which you cannot see, stick with it well, you can do it. In OBS, I want to add a filter, which is called a color key. And it basically acts as like a green screen remover. So anything that uses the color black, hex code X000000 will be replaced with transparency. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to show my coding environment behind it. And if that worked, you'll now see my code behind it. So that's cool. All right. So now over my coding computer, I've got another tab open with Kinto, which I should be able to use. Grab the code that I just did. I can navigate between all my open windows here. OBS plugins, that's interesting. It's not the Iron Brew Baby. It's not that one. I might have to resend it. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm also loading Kinto on my other computer. That's what's displaying in this background here. Open the chat. Resend it. And since it's WebRTC, it's not persisting it, and that's deliberate because I didn't want to save that. Everything I can send. It's over. Cool. Got it on my other computer here. So now I can get my code environment back up, which is just Visual Studio Code. Started using that maybe, well, you couldn't tell by how well the stream's going, but maybe about 10 years ago or so. Originally, I was familiar with Visual Studio because of C# development stuff, coming to work in MSSQL. But all right, So let me go back to my code here and just be quick. I'm just going to pop it in here. Then we'll come back and pop it in a little library. Ugh. What's happening? So remember, there's comments. My code editor can automatically format this. I'm just using lint, which is a helpful little tool. What a mess, buddy. What a mess. We can't have that class. So for this purpose, I'm actually just going to create a file. Let's just do this right. Very large project, many different files are. I just want to create essentially a library function to report it. So let's see if I have something set up for that. Yeah, let's pop it into tools. Utils. Normalize username. Let's just call it that. Then I'll use Command B to hide my sidebar there. And then I'll use, let's see. What? So the formatting was lost when I sent it over, which is another thing we can work on. Going. Well, and what's up? That's why I lost my. Stripped out my sign in. What's going on? Second to realize all the things that went wrong. We're missing. All right, here we go. We'll start getting it eventually. It shouldn't be equal to, it should be less than. What's going on with it? All right. I'm going to write a function to extract pitch. We'll start picking up. I'm spending my time God knows what right there. Let's explain this actually. So dividing it by 0 f is the hexadecimal representation of the maximum unsigned 32-bit integer, which is 2 to the 35 minus 1. Interesting. This is a common technique to convert hash values, which are usually integers, to a uniform distribution of the range to 0 or 1, which is what we're interested in. And then I'm just going to put my nasty. Save this stream. Mouse, come back. Okay, this out of the way. So we're going to pass the value in. So that's the integer. Click OK. Normalized from the username as a string input, and it's always going to return the same normalized number essentially. We're going to convert that down to a float, basically between 0 and 1. So we can consult needed right away. Do some additional processing, and that's okay. So to do that right here, I'm going to just do some string manipulation. If anything, I just want to demonstrate that I've learned encoding. I tried to do everything cleanly from the start. I basically wouldn't code anything interesting because it takes some hacking to get there, in my opinion. So we're comparing our value to a string, which comes in as a number. When I say integer, it's just the whole number. Then we're just going to select the first 5 characters of that string. One of those characters includes the decimal point. That's okay. And think about it now. It just times it by 0.1. I think it shifted, but it's all right. We'll just go from here. Replace decimal space. Very confusing. All right. I'm going to change this function signature. I'm just going to have it do all the operations. So we receive the YouTube username from the live chat. Then we are going to call get normalize. Call this constant value equals extract pitch for username. That would have been a recursion nightmare. That wouldn't have got us anywhere. Whoa. All right. So now, for that nastiness, open up a debugger on here as well. Or dev console. I'm not really using it as a debugger. So we started with Ed as the example earlier. We're going to pass in his username and we're just going to hope to get a number between 0 and 1 that will always be the same number for that username, right? Essentially, we're hashing that username and then normalizing it and then doing some formats. I can't call that on here. That's fine. Carry on. So, again, where did you go? Extract pitch. Gotta remember what you call your function, or you're not going to be able to know what to call. It's no good. Let's see what Ed responds. Okay, he's returning 0.2351. Interesting. Let's see, is he always going to return the same number? I wonder if it's the logic, because I was running one on Windows Chrome and another on Mac Chrome, and I'm getting a different result. I was expecting 0.75, but that's okay. But I was getting the same result. That's the important part. And let's see if I pass in another name, should give a different value. And this is where we're going to have to require some tweaking, because if the difference is too small in the number, the voice pitch in Chrome or whatever web browser will not be significant enough to be noticeable. So I might actually have to do some additional processing, basically multiply that the number by a factor in order to make the changes of that number more significant, so more relevant. It makes a more distinguishable sound, which we're going to use. Just a HTML5 built into all web browsers these days is the text-to-speech API. The speech synthesizer API, I'm already using it, but I'm just providing a hard-coded value for the voice selection and for the pitch. And those are two values that we can play with to get different voices. So even if we're just using the same voice, like, you know, there's male, female voices, and there's ones with accents and stuff all built into the browser. If we're just using one voice, just changing the pitch enough alone is enough to show some difference. So part of this work in this function here, I'm actually going to demonstrate that. So what I'm going to do is open up a copy of my project locally on this computer. So this dev console will give me access to all my code that I need to use to demonstrate that. If I was to do all this from scratch, it should be here all bloody night, and I've already done it once. So, all right, maybe load this. multiple screens here, so I am fighting every one of them. Come on, you bugger. This code I'm editing here is literally the being built in real time using this React Create. So any errors I'm making it, prevent the build process, and that's okay. Fix that. Perfect. So now we're loading over here. I'm going to spawn off another instance, and then I'll turn on audio from my capture card. That's going into my capture card, sorry, from a Mac, so you'll be able to hear the tweaks I make to the text to speech. So now I'm going to open developer tools again, as I just said, but now it's in the context of Pinto. So you can see all these events and stuff. I'm not going to get into how that works. That's a whole other exciting world. What we're working on is creating a unique voice for the username for whoever types in the live chat, right? So it reads off the message in stream. I want that voice to be unique. Right? So first off, I'm just going to demonstrate the text-to-speech that's built into the browser and how I'm using it currently. And it'll be easier to see the changes I'm making to it. I promise it all does connect. Let's see, now what's it called? Make sure it's not muted. Help anyone. Oh, I don't think it gives me a speech synthesizer context. That's problematic. Oh, okay, let's see here. Missing in argument. That's the question. Working with the speech to text APIs, I've definitely noticed some bugs, but I don't know if it's bugs or just a result of literally development, like where I'll have to restart browsers and stuff completely in order to get the speech synthesizer context back after, like, you know, basically using the API incorrectly or whatever after some amount of time. So I guess it would be helpful to just go ahead and reload, ensure everything is working as expected. So I will do that for now. Okay, so I did have another tab open there. I didn't dealing with it. I'll leave that. There's all these different browser windows that you do not see, which is good. Very, very bad stuff. Okay, localhost? No. LAN. Alright. So off screen here, I have my project open. Open another instance of devtools. Must have broken something. So that's something. Take a quick look at current changes and just see off the top of my head if there's anything that I can see that affected this. Because I created a little API, basically, application interface. Makes it easy for me to invoke different functions in Kinto without having to call that function by name. And one of those is the text to speech API. Why is that useful? Well, in programming, and especially large projects, and especially in JavaScript, it's an imperative that you learn how to structure code. Because if you want to create a game with like thousands of items or different types of avatars or different types of user interfaces or whatnot, you need to have all these different components to have a way to talk to each other. And you could have them directly invoke functions on each other, but that'll quickly get messy. And if you have to change function signatures, such as what you called your function, or allow additional properties to be passed in, that can quickly become problematic. So a great way for me is to use structured arguments, in the sense that I'm using an object and then destructuring them, because then I can gracefully add new properties without breaking that function in the rest of the program. And the other thing is making heavy use of the event API, and using that as an inspiration to create my own event queue, because it feels gracefully. If you have a piece of code that's supposed to invoke like a function to show an alert when something goes wrong, like say you type in a username and password and you're not able to log in for whatever reason, you have to display alert. That's a whole different part of the application, actually, is to display that alert. And say you want to add a new property, such as an image or a thumbnail or a button or some crap like that, I can tell you from experience it makes sense to make your function signatures use objects as input, essentially props. And that's what I like about React and Vue, is they really helped enforce that and made the power of that. And I've seen co-workers and such move towards that over the past 4 or 5 years as well. All right, so what I was trying to do is get this working. How did I broke this out? Not wait for my speakers just to see. This is just bloody pissing me off at this point, because it's working. Source code perfectly fine. I mean, the actual game, like if I get the AI to talk, watch, it'll respond to me, and it's using the same API I'm trying to invoke. Oh no, it's not. Okay, that's good. Very, very good. Let's switch over to Firefox. I do find it frustrating with YouTube. It's like I'll do like a silly video or like fish it, like stand there, fishing for bass. Like they'll send like, here's a bunch of people, check out your video. But as soon as I want to really show what I want to work on, just you don't get this. You're too far in the world if you can't handle disappointment, right? All right, so Firefox is working just fine. And soon Chrome will too, once I terminate any processes that are running. Let me take a look at Task Manager and see if there's something on there. I do have it all closed out, but obviously that wasn't enough. Let's see. Go back. A lot of development time spent just dealing with crap like this. Like, I know it works. It'll probably work again after restarting Windows, unfortunately. Mac. I found that. I found there's definitely instances where restarting the computer has got, it happens with Xcode as well. It's not just limited to web. Don't really hear programmers talk about that kind of stuff too much, but maybe it's just me that I tinker around more than most. Right, forget it. We're literally using Firefox for this purpose, so I'm going to run the audio through here. We'll just give up the Chrome for now. Testing. Why is it not playing through my headphones? Should be playing in my headphones. Testing. Testing. What's the other one too? Windows with OBS. Constantly having weird issues like that. Just probably the amount of audio and video sources I'm dealing with. But as I said, I'm going to stick with it. Based on the audio meter here, I'm assuming it is going through. What I'll actually do. If I can't hear it, that doesn't help anyone. Try disabling and re-enabling it. Testing. What a bunch of nonsense. Testing. Okay, the monitor is off. Testing. Alright, there we go. What the hell? Separate Firefox, Dev Console, same thing as Chrome. It took Firefox a while to catch up to Chrome because originally Firefox didn't ship with the Dev Console, but I used Firebug back in the day, and that's where Chrome definitely got the idea for the web Dev Console. And I'm glad they did it because they definitely added a ton of features that Firebug didn't support. But I mean, I was using Firebug years and years ago, well over I don't know, 17 years ago now. I was using Firebug. Let's see if I can zoom anything more. It's to be massive. At the very bottom right here is like the interpreter input, and I'm invoking the Kinto emit function. What is that? Basically just a wrapper for an event queue, which allows me to dispatch events into the game platform, which is what you see at the top right. Someone said, how do I play? Hey buddy, if you type move down, jump, or move up, you'll be able to move around. And it should be reading your messages out of my headphones. Let me see what's going on. Oh, that's why. Because I hit that screen to show another. Let's do that. All right. So your messages will read out now as part of the stream. Thanks for chatting. But if you Google kintoparty.com, KYNTO.com, you'll be able to just come on and check it out too. Let me go back to the screen and see what it's doing. Hey, Rosa, sorry. Literally like this. So I'm going to type like move down, and that is enough to trigger it. So if you've seen my character move, that's literally it. And if you get stuck, just type like move left to get out of the way. Also, if you type wardrobe, it'll update your clothing. You'll be able to like get around with that. And you can literally just play it like on your phone or on the browser too, just by typing in kynto.party.com. You should be able to get on it. And I just typed wardrobe there and that updates my clothing. But you just joined, so what I'm actually doing is working on making it read out people's messages. So like your message you just typed, it reads it out into the stream, into the game in real time. And that whole idea is there that we're going to have you have a custom voice. So whenever you talk in the chat, you'll have a voice that's distinct from everyone else. So I will get back to work on that. That's what all this code crap is in the background. I'm literally coding this game in real time as people interact with it as they come on the stream. And YouTube's not been that nice to me tonight. It's not sent too many people over. I think I upset them. Or my videos are just really, really boring, which is probably a big part of it.
Testing. 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 Testing.
Testing. Testing. Testing. Testing.
I'm going to turn that down for this. Fill you with all my tests, but I do have to test it. There's no way around that.
Testing. Testing.
I should also look up what the appropriate values are for a pitch. Using the speech synthesizer that's just built into the browser, which is what I'm working on right now. Oh man, headphones are painful. So audio pitch can go from 0 to 2. Interesting. So 0 to 1. We can look that up because that would not be enough. We can also play with the rate, the speed rate, so how quickly it gets spread out. No, I'm just gonna update the title for the stream because I do plan to keeping it going until I get done here. No matter what. Okay. So we can do 0 or 2 for the pitch. And just experiment with how much variation there is within a voice. That's why I keep running this
Testing.
function. So that's what 0.2 sounds like. Let's see what 1.2 sounds like.
Testing.
Okay, that's quite a bit of variance. I'm just going to pass it 2.2. I'm assuming I'll just extract 2 from that.
Testing.
Oh, that's perfect for Jamie. We'll give her that voice. Testing. Very nice.
Testing.
I think I'm going to grab a snack.
Move down.
That'll get you moving. I'm currently at the fridge right now, looking for a snack.
Dancing.
If you type just dance, that'll let you dance. Type wardrobe to change your clothing, and type jump if you want to jump. The whole point of tonight's stream, it's not been very busy. YouTube hates me. Is to code different voices for the characters that come on. So the voice will be based on your username. So you'll always have the same voice in the readouts. And you can also play this game by just Googling kyntoparty.com. And since things have been pretty slow, I'll probably see if Walter or Jimmy wants to join me. Bring some life to this while I do the coding. If you're interested in game development, you stumble into the right place. Oh no, the stream turned off. Oh no, I think the YouTube API timed out on me. That's a bummer. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh no.
Move down.
Hey, bummer. So I think I'm just going to restart the server here because it's not very happy. Oh yeah, it's going crazy. It's going bloody crazy. Ah. Alright, quick, turn it off. Alright. What a bloody mess. Ah. Let's look at the logs real quick before I get out here so I see what's going on. What went so wrong then? Did I just run out of API requests on Google's behalf? I mean, this so long? Probably.
Move down.
Uh-huh. Well, I was requesting the YouTube live chat every 3 seconds, and I know that YouTube API has a hard limit of how many requests you can make, and I guess I stumbled into that. Miserable stream experience. Part of that is I've been taking time to try and get set up to do streaming, you know, getting audio and video and everything sorted out. We've had a camera going, and then put coding in the background, at least for a couple of days for JavaScript. But then I attempted to just go live and just start coding again. Fuck. Just crash my world, I guess. Alright, it's beautiful. What we'll do is we'll start it and then I'll just literally watch it. How about that? I'm not giving up. Hello? Hello?
I called your phone. Hello?
Hiya, Jamie.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, so thank you for calling. This has probably been like the worst stream of my life.
Wait, nuh-uh.
Yeah, I'm not even, I'm not even
That's
kidding.
because you don't tell me when you're streaming until you're streaming.
Yeah,
I
I
almost
know.
got mugged. I'm not even kidding.
What the hell happened?
So, my dad made us walk to Walgreens at rush hour at night, and there was this dude that wanted to cross, like, it was acting like he wanted to cross the street.
Uh-huh.
Like, he wasn't acting like he wanted to cross the street. He just kept, like, we were waiting to cross the street, he kept moving closer and closer, and I came over. And then he like ran as if he was trying to cross the street, but like I knew he wasn't, so I pushed my mom away. And like I was following him the whole time, like with my body, just like not, um, just like angled towards him the whole time. And he
Uh-huh.
just walks off, like blocks away super fast, and like, and I had a phone sticking out of my pocket.
Oh my
So
god.
like every time I would turn around to like readjust my position, and he was like walking towards us at a different angle every time.
Oh, what a nightmare. How far did that go on
Mm-hmm.
for?
For like a good 5 minutes because we were waiting. It was so packed we couldn't cross the street, so we were like literally trapped. So I was like, God dang, we just have to go. So we had to just go, and then went to the middle of the street. And we were like in my peripheral, I just seemed like walking really fast down Dixie, not even never crossed the street or anything.
Were you stuck on the west side and try to get over to the east side, or were you already crossed?
Yeah, it was packed. Dear Lord's past. Rush hour and Dixon Highways. Not like what it used to be.
No,
Yes.
no, it's definitely changed because even when we stayed at that motel that had the pee on the bed.
Holy. It's not even exaggerating.
I don't remember it being that bad before. Like I knew like crossing Dixie at night or whatever, and I was like, but I never had. I feel like it's got worse. Like Dixie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How many people are moving to Florida today? I'm sure it's like slowing down, but at one point it's like 1,000 people a day.
yeah, that's what I remember.
Mm,
What a bloody nightmare. Are you at the house just now?
yeah.
Sweet. Why
Yes.
don't you should
What?
you should tie flies and share your video so I can keep trying to stick with this stream and get this feature done. It's feature you asked for.
I'm really stoked on that. I'm trying to get myself psyched to go on stream.
Yeah, can you start with
I
this
feel
one?
so out of it.
I
Yeah.
feel that. Like this went so wrong because so what I'm coding is, you know how you said like
Are
avatar,
you
like
still alive?
yeah, we're live right now. You're in it.
Oh, hello, beautiful fellow human beings.
Yeah, at least one person is interested in what you got to say, not including me.
Oh, in that case, feel free to come by my channel, Jay.
Yeah, you
Put it
should.
in the Gmail.
You're the one that got me to even try this. But what I'm trying to work on tonight and what I'm coding is so like anyone that types in the live chat, you know how it reads out their messages, right? And
Yeah.
your idea was like, well, it should have a different voice for like the different chatters. And I was like, that is an
Yeah.
amazing idea because then just by ear you could know like who types into the chat box and don't have to like look at the username, right?
Yeah.
So I started trying to code that, and I'm like writing like the function to like normalize it, and then like, fuck, what am I doing here? And like I got the number, like I basically got to hash it, and I was trying to normalize it into a usable value, and like I just got very unsure and had to turn the fucking camera off. I was like, I was going, and then,
It's
and then
good.
yeah, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll stick with it, and yeah, I think YouTube's very upset with my content ID violations. Walter was
Please,
on, yeah, and you know he wasn't even sharing audio or anything. He was just sharing like
I got that for video once. Remember, I showed the Mako shark landing on the boat?
that got you flagged.
Yeah.
How long was that bit of video? Do you remember how long the clip was?
Oh gosh, like 30 seconds. I must have held it up for like 10 seconds, if even. And I was talking about it and stuff.
God, okay.
Yeah.
I have to find that. I have to see that because they flagged. So Walter showed maybe like 6 or 7 different videos, right? And
Yeah.
the main ones I was worried about, no issues. And we were like using audio in it. It was like the Nintendo Switch trailer. That one went fine. And then he showed me like a little audio mixer he got video, went fine. And then like we were talking about Billy Mitchell, the guy with the long hair that like
For
that cheated and stuff in the arcade games.
what?
And he showed like a little clip of the video, got flagged for that. He showed like a music video and had it like muted, and it was only taking up a tiny screen, and it flagged me for that the next day as well. And I think that's definitely like wasn't good.
Oh.
And then in the middle of this, so I'm testing like the code I wrote, right? And then all the avatars start like speaking on the screen all at once. So I think what happened is my Google API requests maxed out, meaning that like, you know, for me to get the live chats into Kinto, I basically have to ask YouTube every couple of seconds, like, hey, did anyone say anything else new? And in that process, I think it ran out of like requests, so it just like completely failed. Right now on the stream, like it's down. So yeah, it was just frustrating.
That sounds like such paradise. Remember, like, the got copyright up for the audio, too. at the fair. The lady
Wow.
singing in the church.
Wait, she was. I do remember that. I remember that little event. Did that happen while you were on stream, or did that happen afterwards that you got the flag?
After.
After. And she was literally just singing. It wasn't like they were playing audio, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know
That's
what?
what?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she was singing over like a
Ah,
karaoke style.
yeah, that could be a possibility. What a nightmare, though.
Yeah, and like
Because you,
especially here where everything is outdoors, so there's music like coming from every spot.
no, there really is. Makes it very difficult. And even like the best mics out there on the market won't filter all of that out. Do you know what I mean?
How's it with filtering my dad out?
Well, I'm currently adding noise suppressing. I can't speak anymore. But yeah, it's not doing very good.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Good test.
yeah, it's a good test, that's for sure. I did clean up the audio a little bit, so you should be coming through a little bit clearer.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think this works because like I appreciated you hopping on the Kindle link when I sent it to you. But like if this is easier, this also works.
Yeah. I'll do that when I can.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Like
doing a little bit.
I did that in your stream yesterday, remember?
You
That was fun. You should go on though, because I literally have like
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I want to do that more often because I could just have it in a phone holder.
yeah, definitely.
Had him
Definitely.
on a messenger call. I get creative sometimes.
You really
But
do.
yeah, I'll try to drink some caffeine or what have you.
Okay.
And let me know.
Good luck.
I hope everyone who sees this has a beautiful day.
Oh, you're so kind.
Enjoying a flower.
And hopefully YouTube stops beating me up. Google just in general, because like I'm not able to get live chat messages, so that's very upsetting.
Oh.
I think it maxed out the amount of requests or something. I don't know.
Oh. So many
Yeah,
parts.
so that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting a status code for
Yeah,
a
it
free,
reminds me
so
of like crafting, how like by the time you get all the materials, like
you knock something off the desk
everything is,
or yeah.
yeah, everything's different.
Well, it's slightly happened here. Well, at least I have it
That's really good.
my failure recorded for prosperity's sake.
Hey, that's good though.
It is.
All my beginning fly time.
Alright, well I'll let you get
Forever
ready.
to have and to hold and to judge in the
I
future.
just, I'm just gonna put it private or something to do.
Mhm. Alright, well, I'll watch your stream
Alright,
and yeah, happy trails.
happy trails, you know. Talk to you later.
Hot.
Alright, love you, bye.
And super.
Oh boy. So it looks like I hit quota for the amount of API requests that could be made to the YouTube live chat. Oh, what? It's just been going very smoothly. YouTube's been sending me tons of people. The API has been working out fantastic. Been really good. Perfect day. Everything is brilliant. Yeah, I've completely maxed out. So I've done 10,000 requests and it is not happy. That is a bummer. Don't let me do more than this. Let me see. If it's adjustable, let me increase it. How much is it charging me actually? I didn't even think about that. How much it costs to make a request to the YouTube file. And 10,000 is a lot. If I was doing it every 3 seconds, it seems a bit much. So maybe something went wrong. Let's see, 60, how many? That makes no sense. Something went very, very, very wrong. Yikes. If I can push stuff up. Probably going to be charged a fortune for this. Ugh. Yeah, what the heck? 3,000 requests, like that. Why is it showing 10,000? If you increase the usage capacity for how many requests can be made, let's see that. Very problematic. Well, looks like it's free to use a YouTube chat API, but it has a hard limit of 10,000 requests per day. And something went very wrong where my code completely blew through that, which is a complete bummer, but that's okay. I do have updates to release for the system anyway, and I guess that could give me some time to figure out Twitch as an input source. Maybe this whole setup will be more at home in such an environment, but I did well on Jamie's channel. Alright, so I have to go on the quotas page. Edit quota. I have to apply for higher quota. Oh my god. Move it reset. Can we wait that out? That's such a nightmare. Oops, yeah, sure. I'll just say that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and terminate this terrible excuse of a stream and go sit at the couch. Bring my laptop with me.